to know, I want you to understand that
heat energy can never be created nor destroyed, but can be converted from one form to another, or it can be transferred. Yes, it can also be transferred from one object to another. Yes.
that is why
That is why we'll be solving questions on energy, heat energy, and it all being one body giving heat to another, or energy being transferred from one form to another. Just like what you have on the board now. Yes, that's like what you have on the board. Let's leave the question on the board. And the question says, calculate the mass of ice that will melt. The mass of ice that will melt when 2 kilograms of copper is transferred from boiling water to a block of ice without heat loss. And they give us specific heat capacity of copper to be 400 joule kilogram by 1 Kelvin by 1, and also latent heat of fusion of ice at 3.3 times 10 raised to power 5 joule kilogram by 1. Okay, I think it's good we know this. In questions in heat, once you see something like melt or evaporate, solidify, just know that latent heat is involved. You know why? The work of latent heat
in this
type of question is, or generally the work of latent heat is to change matter from one state to another without changing temperature. And this question also tells us without heat loss, which means without changing temperature. So what is happening here is that copper, which is at the temperature of boiling water, give heat to ice, which is they did not give us the temperature of the ice, but they told us that the ice start to melt. According to the question said that copper is removed from boiling water and placed on top of ice. Yes, and the ice begin to melt. The question now asks us, what is the mass, the total mass, that is the amount of ice that will melt at that temperature? What is the total amount of ice that will melt at that temperature of boiling water? That is why they say without heat loss at that temperature. As I just say, that problem on heat is always one body giving heat to another, or heat being transferred from one form to another. This one is case of one body giving heat to another. Copper at 100 degrees centigrade, the temperature of boiling water, give heat to ice, and ice start to melt. Okay, so I will write heat lost by copper, because as he's giving that heat to ice, he himself is losing heat. So heat lost by copper understand, is equals to heat gained by ice. Heat gained by ice. Yes, copper gives heat to ice, so copper loses heat while ice gain heat to melt. Okay, now let's represent this thing with formula. I know this is all about formula and calculation. Let's represent it with formula so that we'll be able to calculate it. So I write in this side, I write MC theta. M stand for mass, C stand for specific capacity, Y theta stand for temperature. Is equals to ML. MC theta is equals to ML. Do you know why I equate these two formulas like this? Because we are solving problem question based on the fact that heat loss is equals to heat gain. So the two formulas are equal to each other to support this fact that is heat loss is equals to heat gain. Two of them are equal. Now what next? I will substitute these values, the information given to us in this question, into these two formulas, and we begin to solve. I start from the first one. I'm on the side of copper now. So I start from the first one, which is M, which represents the mass of copper. Did they give us any mass for copper? Yes, they give us 2 kilograms of copper. It's 2 kilograms. So I'll write it out here. I substitute 2 kilograms to this M. It will be 2 kilograms. 2 times here. C stands for specific capacity. Did they give us the specific capacity of copper? Yes, they give us. They do. They say specific capacity of copper 400. So I write 400 here. Joule kilogram per 1 Kelvin per 1. Okay. Finally, is theta, which represents temperature. Did they give us any temperature in this question? No, but they told us boiling water. Yes, and the temperature of boiling water is 100 degrees Celsius. So we'll put 100 here. It is from boiling water, so it carries the temperature of boiling water. So we'll put 100 degrees Celsius here. Put this equals to. Now come to the side of ice. We first meet M, which represents mass. They don't give us any value for the mass of ice. No, that is what we are solving for. They say we should calculate the mass of ice that we made. So they not give us. That's what we are solving for. So we still write it M. Now come to N, which stands for the latent heat of ice. Do they give us? Yes, they give us 3.3 times 10 raised to the power 5. So I write it down, alright, times this number, 3.3 times 10 raised to the power 5. If I like, I still put joule, kilogram, bar 1. Okay. So what do we do now? We evaluate. Let's calculate. Have 2 times 400 times, not 2 times here. Times 100. Yes. Evaluate, you have 2 times 400 times 100. Give us what? It gives us 80,000. Write it down. 80,000. Okay. Is equals to what? M times 3.3 times 10 to the power 5 will give us, say, 3.3 times 10 raised to the power 5 M. If I continue, because this one is in standard form, I would like to put this one also in standard form so that they will be in uniform. So I'll write it like this now. I'll write 8 instead of this 80,000. I'll write this 8. How many zeros is here? 1, 2, 3, 4 times 10 raised to the power 4 is equals to 3.3 times 10 raised to the power 5 M. Okay. Okay. Now, because we are solving to get the value of M, which represents the mass of copper that will melt when this 2 kilograms of copper that is at 100 degrees Celsius is transferred to it, because we are solving to get the value of the M, which is the mass, we'll now make this M now the subject of the formula, so that will make me to write something like this. M, this M now. M put equals to what? And write this number. 8 times 10 raised to power 4 divided by what? It will be divided by this number. 3.3 times 10 raised to power 5. And if I evaluate, it will give me what? It will give me equals to what? This will go for this. So it will give me 8 over 33. Answer. So the mass of ice that we made during this experiment is 8 over 33 kilogram. Mass is measured in kilogram. I hope you understand.